All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to Foreign and Domestic. And as you can see, we don't have a full room, but that's okay. It is Easter Sunday. I didn't even think about it, but it happens. Whatever. We'll deal with it. We'll roll with it. It's good to see everyone out there. Let's see. We have Ron T. Sawyer. No idea how to say that one. I'm not going to butcher it. We got Big Al, Bernie Sanchez, Uncle John, Lakeview, Pistol Pete. Let's see. Andy Z7928. And that's everyone I see right now. Oh, and there's Josh. Josh, you want a link, man? Let me get you a link. Well, I'm sending him a link. Oh, there's Daniel, too. Well, I'm sending him a link. Jamie, what's going on, brother?
Trying to catch up with this side chat. They're already booming over there. What's up, guys? Hope y'all had a great Easter, a great Resurrection Sunday morning. It was beautiful here. Hope it was where you're at. And thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And we got Matt. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Just kind of short weekend, chilling out a little bit and ready to rock and roll. Let's do this.
Awesome. So let's start with you. You had an update to your 25,000 subscriber. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So for those guys who don't know, out there maybe, my channel is RTT Guns and Gear. It says so right here. And I'm having my 25,000 subscriber giveaway with body armor and 10 AR mags. What else am I giving away? Body armor, 10 AR mags, inside the waistband Kydex holster, a dump tray, and I added in a full IFAK from my medic. I added a covert EDC bag, like a sling bag with a built-in holster, and a 5-pound bag of Haribo gummy bears for survival treats.
So who did you add the treats for? I already know, but for those out there,
I added the treats. So I added the treats for, well, first, treats are a necessary thing. If you've ever spent any sort of time on a patrol in body armor, things like that, you have food on your rig somewhere. It's in your pocket. It's in a pouch. You have food somewhere on you. So treats are a must anyway. But Salty Shellback, which is another channel, he said that he wasn't going to enter unless there was treats. And I said, well, we will have to do that then. And just, it's got to be gummy bears. And actually, when it comes down to it, if you look at the package of gummy bears for serving size and the amount of calories you get, they're freaking horrible for you as far as like for a snack. But if you are burning calories like crazy, gummy bears are the way to go. Those things have a crap load of calories.
They do, absolutely do. But I agree with you; it would have to be gummy bears.
Gotta be gummy bears.
For Sully Shellback, for whatever reason, all he ever does is make weird videos about all these weird kinds of foods and all that stuff. If you guys don't know who he is,
gummy bears, they don't melt in your pocket. They don't. They're just there. They're just kind of. It's not like a candy bar, a chocolate bar that melts down. It's not like it's a cracker, or a cookie that just turns to dust because it gets pulverized and broken. It's a piece of edible rubber that just lasts forever.
This is true. This is very, very true.
Yeah, and then the next day or the day after that, this edible rubber that lasts forever.
So what day is this? This is a special day for you too, Jamie. You want to tell the folks about that?
I can. I was just telling them it was a beautiful Easter Sunday morning here. April 4th, one of my best friend's birthday. Hey, Kevin, I know you're not watching, but I love you anyway. And today is my 18th wedding anniversary. With it being Easter, wife's running around getting stuff together for the grandbaby, Rigby. Y'all have seen her on my videos and stuff like that. And so she forgets all about it being our anniversary. So she comes in and she's got Easter bunny stuff, and I give her a bracelet for our anniversary. So I kind of got one over on the wife. So all you guys who forget about your anniversaries and your wife gives you down the road for the next 2 or 3, 5 years, the rest of your dang life, I got one over on my wife today. So I can stay on here as long as you guys want to tonight. What's up, Josh?
How y'all doing? Happy Resurrection Day, everybody.
Happy Resurrection Day. He's risen.
Yes, sir. He has risen indeed.
So,
how's everything going?
got a bone to pick with you, brother.
What's that?
That video you put out Friday got a lot of people pretty upset with you. I understand what you're doing, and hey, Val, I thought it was good. It got me. I'll admit, you got me. But then more I think about it, the more I'm thinking, you know what? Some things you don't kid about.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I had a couple people call me.
Hey, wait. I just want. That was good acting, wasn't it?
It was stupid.
That was good acting, wasn't it? Y'all fell for it, didn't y'all?
Yeah, you're a good drama queen. Or drag. Watch the ball. I have to warn you. Since it's Easter, I kind of start drinking a little sooner than before. So, my sister just left, and I was drinking with my nephew. Funny how the things go. When he came into this country, he was 5 years old, and now we're having drinks together.
I thought you were going to make a video about how you'd gone back to Glock and got rid of your CZs. That would have been a better
For
April Fool's joke. Yeah.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I got a new CZ. I finally went hammer fired, got a PO7.
Nice.
And I'm gonna tell you one thing. All I have right now is an indoor range. So I went up there and I was just doing bill drills, just drawing 6 shots. And I'm telling you right now, instantly, my splits were 0.15 just across the board without even trying. Because once it goes into that double action, man, and it's staying on spot much more accurately too compared to the P10C. I am in love with that gun. Like, y'all weren't kidding about hammer fired CZs. Those are the shit, man.
Told you.
Now wait till you try a hammer fire at Grand Power.
Oh, there we go. Grand Power.
Grand power.
Hey, Warsaw Patriot, happy birthday.
Absolutely. Happy birthday, Warsaw Patriot.
Cheers.
Yeah,
So what
man,
about-
I got a couple phone calls too, Josh. So you don't kid about that.
I know, and I knew. I was like, man, this is morbid as hell, and I don't want to do it. But everybody's put such horrible, unbelievable April Fool's videos all day long. I'm seeing these April Fool's, and I'm like, oh, I know this is an April Fool's video. Nobody believes this crap. So I was like, oh man, I gotta do something. I'm gonna kick it up a notch, and I kicked it up a little bit too far. I know I did. I went out of bounds. That wasn't cool. I know, and I know it was morbid. And my wife was like, "Oh, that's that's freaking horrible. I can't believe you're gonna put that up." I sent it to Uncle Dan, and he was like, "Oh, I love it. Put it up, put it." And he likes the attention, so he got to see his eulogy like in person, like got to read the comments there. So he was enjoying the hell out of it. After April Fools, I pulled it down because I was like, it's just a 1 day thing, and I know it's wrong, but it's just a 1 day thing. I'm just messing with people. And I pulled it down the next morning. He's like, "Why'd you take it down?" Like, he was having too much. He was enjoying that. But anyways, yeah.
I knew right away that thing is fake. Come on. I don't believe you. I don't believe you when you say good morning.
Who said good morning?
I said we do not believe you if you say good morning.
Well, neither do I. What the hell's so good about it? Who the hell wanted him to wake up?
Apparently, Texans are not that smart.
I'm having fun with you.
Mr. Sean Connery has to explain it to you.
That's an interesting one right there. Combination.
That'd be called the P10C.
Yeah. Mark, my video is coming this week. I didn't do it over the weekend, but trust me, it's coming. You will see the Glock. It's coming. Right now, it's with Daniel. Daniel has it. Is playing around with it.
No, it's because he likes it.
Hey, can I
I don't know.
do Matt's video and use a Striker Fire, the Grand Power instead of a Glock? Close enough. Glock is trying to copy the rotating barrel from Grand Power anyway in the next gen.
Yeah, don't give Daniel a Glock. He'll fall in love, and
He's got it, dude. He's got it right now.
Yeah, he's you're not going to get it back.
He's had it almost a week now.
Like I said.
He probably gave it to his goats as a play toy.
Probably.
Hey, Lakeview Outdoor, my guess is that it's a Glock BB gun.
All I can tell you is simply this. I am going to piss off the Glock cards to no end, and it's going to be awesome.
Is there any left?
Unfortunately, there is. I'm probably going to have every one of them after me at this point when this video comes up. But that's okay. I can deal with it. I'm just trying to share the love a little bit. I want to take care of everybody. It's not just the CZ guys. It's not just the Beretta guys. We got to be all inclusive. So I got to do a Glock video.
I got no problem with Glocks as long as they are not in my safe.
Well, I think we need to all put up some. If you're going by subscriber count, I think we all need to do some Glock shooting videos because RTT here is doing a 25,000 subscriber giveaway. I'm sitting down here with 600 subscribers, so I'm kind of doing something obviously bad wrong.
Well, obviously, RTT is sponsored by Glock.
Obviously. Oh, yeah. Point me in the direction of any gun company that would sponsor my channel. I'll take it. It doesn't have to be Glock. Yeah, I'm rolling in that Glock sponsorship dough.
Wow, you can tell. Look at your beard and your hairdo and everything. Everything paid for by Glock.
Right? Yeah, I have a ponytail because I can't afford a haircut.
Well, you can afford this.
No, that just comes with age.
No, that comes with genetics, not age. Hate to break it to you.
Yeah, I'm starting to go back. It's not quite as far back as yours yet, but it's still a full head of hair.
Jason.
It's
Now-
only an expensive target if it's yours. So just bear that in mind. It's only an expensive target if it's yours.
I don't know. It
Jason,
depends on whose it is. It could be very expensive after you're done.
I was talking to Jason on another chat. He's got quite a few Smiths, so hats off, brother.
Yeah, he's not too far from me. We got to get together sometime and hit the range.
Okay, so Eastwind Farm says, don't they give away free CZs when you buy a Dodge? No, that is a Prius. You get a free CZ and a free scarf. Get it straight.
A scarf, a Prius,
Yeah.
a fedora, and a gift certificate to Starbucks.
I hate to say this, but any of you ever drove a Prius?
I've ridden in one. That's as close as
Yes.
I want to get to driving it.
I have
No,
to.
no, I don't think I fit.
Goofy, as goofy looking that car is, and when I'm 6'3", 240 pounds. When I get in it, I look like I'm putting it on, and that's the most leg room in any car I ever sat. I could not believe how much leg room is in that car for a big guy like me. How roomy it was. I mean, I don't know about the guy seat behind me, but as far as the driver goes, oh my God, I was so surprised. And I drove Dodge Viper. Dodge Viper's got a lot of leg room, but freaking legs are kind of tweaked to the side. It was most uncomfortable car I ever drove.
Yeah, and the most awesome thing about the Prius is whenever you want to turn, you just stick your hand out the window and
Yeah, you just grab a pole and make a turn.
Just let the wind drag turn it.
yeah, just let the wind.
It's like
Bill,
putting a boat oar in the water and watching the boat spin around.
Bill, take care, brother. Let us know if you need anything.
There's a guy driving around here in one of those early Honda hybrid cars. Like looks like a Prius, but it's a Honda. And in the back, he's got a sticker that says 0 to 60. Underneath says eventually.
Yeah, my ex-girlfriend, her mom had a Prius, and we went to some thing, and she had too much to drink, and so she asked me if I'd drive back home, and I said sure, and I said, well, how do I start it? Do I just pick it up and go zing 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 zing, and let it go? And do I just pull it back? Click 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 click.
Well,
Big Al's had his for a while. I remember seeing him, and he's a tall dude, man. I remember seeing him get in his and calling it the Tactical Prius for quite a few years.
yeah, Big Al, good luck loading a couple of 2x4s in the back of the Prius. Oh, good luck loading 2x4s anywhere in the Prius. So, as much as I was impressed, I would have no problem driving Prius if I have like a blue-collar job and I just need a car to get from point A to point B. I would be absolutely for gas mileage. I'd be all over it. Unfortunately, in the line of work I do, no. I'm waiting for my Tesla truck.
Yeah, Jeeps
still
are a money pit. Absolute money pit.
I do like the new Jeep trucks.
Yeah, those are pretty sharp.
Yeah, I do like the new Jeep trucks.
That Gladiator.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
I hated the old Jeep trucks from the early 80s. The Comanches, I think is what they were.
I think so.
Those things were rattle boxes. I never liked those at all. I had in 87, or not in 87, the Jeep was in 87. I had an 87 Wrangler, and it still had the straight six AMC motor in it. It was before they went to the 4 cylinders and 6 cylinders from Mitsubishi, I think, is what they started putting in them. at one point in time, but it had the straight 6 in it. And man, this thing, I busted 2 drive shafts with it. That's how much torque the 6-cylinder had in it.
Wow.
Yeah. I had a Grand Cherokee there for many years. It was a 96, I think it was, or 92. It was a straight 6. That thing was a beast. Now, if you can find the older ones, yeah, they run great. The newer ones are just money pits. I got a buddy up in Oregon who has one, and it's nothing but just constant money out the door.
Yeah. Yeah. If a dude starts driving around like those 4-cylinder Jeeps, just give him like a, pumpkin spice, chick drink at the bar. And, he's now a woo girl.
Chicks like sweet drinks, man. Sweet drinks make you sick and give you a hangover.
There used to be this drink when I was bouncing. There was a drink that they would run on special for me. It was called a piece of ass. And it was Southern Comfort, Amaretto, lemon lime mix, and Sprite or 7-Up. And you could add a little pinch of like powdered sugar to it if you wanted to. This was a really, really tasty drink. And it's one of those scary ones because you just keep giving it to the girls. They don't know they're drinking alcohol.
Well, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, you lost me at Southern Comfort, brother. That's a no-no.
Yeah. Yeah, Southern Comfort, Budweiser, all that crap. I quit drinking that when I was old enough to buy my own alcohol. Like, whew.
Now, before we get too far into this, we forgot one thing. And Josh, if you would, sir, would you lead us in the pledge?
Huh?
Would you lead us in the pledge? The Pledge of Allegiance, brother?
You want me
We
to-
don't have the recording anymore?
No. Alan's not here.
I'll do it.
you have to say it.
Well, y'all need to be standing up. Are y'all going to stand up for our country?
I'll stand up.
All right. I pledge allegiance. Y'all going to join me?
No, it's all you, brother.
Okay.
All
I pledge
together.
allegiance.
Too many people.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, with liberty. Wait, hold on. I had a Joe Biden moment.
Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The thing, the with liberty and justice for all. Sorry. I had to do it. I'm sorry. I had to pay respects to our commander-in-chief,
Not my commander-in-chief.
commander-in-chief.
There's
Commander
a
in Chief.
t-shirt. There's a t-shirt I was gonna buy that says Biden is not my you know what.
You know, the thing.
One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Warsaw filled us in right there. So,
You ever heard those the national anthem? You know, when one of these famous people get up to sing the national anthem and then they fuck the words up or they forget the words and they skip a line in it. You ever heard those?
and
Yep.
they stopped singing and the band's still playing.
Yeah. Yeah. Or they do the and then they keep going.
All that is far more tolerable than when Roseanne Barr did the.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all remember that at the Super Bowl. She did the.
Yeah, I do.
When
I
she-
remember.
All right, my state's catching a bunch of crap right now because we had enough cojones to actually try to stop people from stealing elections in our state. So, Major League Baseball took the All-Star game from Atlanta, and there's been talks of much other stuff going on. Delta Airlines chimed in and they threatened to take their tax discount away from the jet fuel that they buy at Hartsfield Airport, so forth and so on. So, yeah. And if you read the bill that was signed into law, basically what it says is that you're going to have a photograph ID to be able to vote. You're going to have a reason for having an absentee ballot. And if you vote by mail, you're going to have to somehow, they're going to have to check your signatures, verify your signatures, and this kind of stuff. Now, there's also a law on the books here in Georgia that requires you to have a picture ID. If you're walking down the street and a policeman comes up and asks you to see your ID, if you do not have an ID, you're considered a vagrant and you can be arrested and taken to jail for vagrancy. So if you've got to have an ID for walking down the street, what makes you think you ought to be able to go to the polls and vote without one?
Okay, that's kind of weird because why would you need the ID walking down the street?
I'm pretty sure.
There's plenty of videos on YouTube, the First Amendment audit guys.
I'm pretty sure Terry stops are illegal most places.
Yeah, you can't just ask somebody for the ID just because he walks down the street. I mean, you need
they gotta have reasonable cause.
Yeah, you gotta have a reasonable suspicion of a crime going on. You know, so that's like you definitely need the voter's ID. Problem with Georgia is too little, too late. A couple of months too late.
I won't argue that point. But at the same time, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. We might not can fix the one that's in the past. Once things are by you, you can't go back and fix it, but you can try to get stuff going in the right direction for the future.
All I can tell you that you guys remember the movie I'm the Legend?
I Am Legend, yeah.
Yeah, well, that should happen in 2021. And it all started with a bad vaccine. Just saying.
And so my question then becomes, there's 47 other states trying to pass similar bills in their state legislatures. So if Major League Baseball is going to take the All-Star game out of Georgia and all these other states pass the same legislation, where are they going to play the All-Star game?
We can only hope they don't.
Yeah,
play the All-Star game.
Yeah, I can kind of care less about the baseball because that thing is so boring. I mean, it's like watching a paint dry. I know it's un-American, but baseball is just boring.
No, man, it's America's favorite nap time.
Okay.
Well, it used to be.
It is ridiculously boring. I mean, I've been to one game, and when I was in Georgia, when I lived there and was working there. Our boss, our DM, bought us all tickets. It's supposed to be you guys did a great job thing, get to go to the game, blah, 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 whatever. Well, it was a terrible drive there, freaking traffic everywhere. Obviously, downtown Atlanta just sucks. Can't find parking, obviously, again, downtown Atlanta. And then it was nothing but straight up, I forget how hot it was, but it was ridiculously hot. It was in the high 80s. And just sitting there sweating my ass off, bored out of my freaking brains. Oh, they hit a ball. Look. Oh, no, it was a foul ball. Never mind. Boring.
Yeah, that's true about baseball. You can sit there for like an hour, nothing really happens, and then somebody gets a hit with runners on base and so much stuff happens at one time, it's impossible to keep track of it all. But
It might not have been so bad if we could drink, but we couldn't drink. But then even that, it's expensive. It's expensive as hell to buy cheap beer. And I'm not, you know me, I don't buy cheap beer. So
my kids quit that shit at the T-ball level. Okay, I said it's fucking boring. End of story. And they won't play hockey.
hey, Max, what's up, bud? What your alternative is soccer. I mean, what y'all call football, we call soccer. And what are y'all? They. I mean, if they score 4 goals, man, that's a bunch of scoring in a soccer game.
So there's like one sport that I have any really semblance of respect for, and that's rugby.
Yeah.
I played. I guess it would be 6 seasons. There's 2 seasons a year. So I played 3 years of rugby. Love that game. Great sport, great players. And I think it's one of the last sports left, in my opinion, as far as, and I'm not going all the way down into like some of the lesser, like, what's that thing where they slide the damn thing down the ice in the Olympics? Curling. I'm not going down every sport out there available, but reasonably televised sports, I guess these I'm going with. But rugby, I think, is one of the last sports that is played for the love of the game and the love of contest.
Rugby is definitely top notch, man.
And you being Scottish descent, that probably helps.
It does, man. I played when I was younger.
Not you. I'm talking about Matt.
Oh, Matt. Yeah.
I'm not Scottish.
Come on. Sir Sean Connery is Scottish, isn't he?
Yeah, that's a great game. I messed myself up bad playing. I started playing when I was in my late 20s, and it's the reason I can't raise this arm. Like I can force that thing up, but that hurts.
Yeah, you can get some nasty injuries in it. That's for sure.
Yep. But seriously, that's one of those games where you look at how much they get paid. I mean, they get paid plenty well. You look at how much they get paid, what their top guy gets paid, and what their base guy gets paid versus like NFL, things like that. They play far more games. They travel the freaking world to do it instead of just a few states. I mean, just on down the line, I got a lot of respect for rugby. All the rest of the sports in my opinion, can really just piss off.
So if you take rugby and the boxing and figure skating and mix it together, you get hockey.
Hockey, yeah. Well,
what
no,
do you
because
have
you got to
against
have
boxing? Ball, what do you have against boxing?
I don't know. Boxing, I just never liked boxing. I'm not saying it's not skill, but it's just, I don't know, 2 guys just keep pummeling each other. I mean, MMA, I kind of enjoyed that a little more, but all beating on the other man, I can never call it a sport, to be honest. It just.
Have you ever done it?
What?
Like just sit there and let somebody beat the hell out of you?
What I did is for about 2 years, I did this basically similar like MMA stuff. I did it with my son. So we did this training twice a week, and the guy set up this like a course. So basically, there was 4 guys with the boxing gloves beating the shit out of you, and you just tried to block whatever you could for 2 minutes. Then you had a 2-minute rest. You go to the next station, and there was a 4th station. So at the last station, I had a 75-year-old guy that he's like, oh, I'm out of breath, I'm this, I'm that, and then he kept fucking pummeling the shit out of me, that I could barely survive 2 minutes, So,
so much fun.
I wouldn't call it fun. I mean, we did it just to get some kind of cardio, some workout, and learn a little bit. But I don't know. It never really clicked to me as a sport. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got two guys beating the shit out of each other. Like, how is it a sport?
When I was cage fighting, that's what I did after rugby. I figured, well, if rugby didn't work out so well, why not just lock myself in a cage with another adult? That ought to turn out well. When I was cage fighting, like during training, man, you just never get woken up like you do when you get clubbed in the head once or twice. It just like at that point it starts being fun.
When you get in the ring and you got 3 or 4 guys coming at you, that's fun. Learn how to get 3, 4 guys off you at one time. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much what we did. Me and my kid. It was basically, if you ever watched Jack Reacher, ever saw the movie?
Yeah.
And you got the one scene when he's in the bar and the girl, he basically calls the girl a hooker, and they drag him out, and there's 5 against him, and he kind of calls out who's the leader, blah blah blah, and the way he fights. So back then they called it, what the hell they called it? I forgot, but basically that's what we trained. But the school, he was our sensei was involved. He had the falling out with the other guys, so it when they adjusted to something else, because he basically had a jiu-jitsu school, so he kind of mixed in jiu-jitsu with that kind of thing. So it was like basically get out of the dodge kind of fighting style. You grab the biggest guy and you use him as a shield and whatnot. It was it was fun. It was fun. I was actually thinking of getting back into it once all this COVID bullshit is away, because it was a good workout. And the gyms are still closed, mask and bullshit. So hopefully if they can do that without the mask, I might get back into it, because it was really, really good workout. And, you learn something. You kind of pick up new moves and whatnot. And if you get a little bit of the training, it kind of boosts your confidence as well. So it's like, you're not afraid of every little asshole if he can open his mouth on you.
You guys want to see a picture?
Sure.
All right. There you go.
Where's the picture?
Oh, so shit. I got to share screen. Entire screen. Share. Can you see that?
Who's that skinny dude?
That's me. That's before I had gray.
I got you beat.
Yep.
That's quite the lack of beard there too you had going on.
Yeah. That was
okay. All right, you want to see a picture?
That was Jesus, that was 13, 14 years ago.
Well, this is more like 25. You want to see a picture?
Fuck.
That's before I was bold and curious.
That was when he was
Yeah.
bald and fabulous.
Yeah, that was more like fabulous.
No, that's a Patrick Swayze glamour shot. That's what that is.
Nah, that's 100% me.
Yeah, right. That's some guy you beat off to.
Yeah. Yeah, Uncle John's right, Fabio. That was back then. Rico Suave. Yep. That's what happens. You get married, that's it. Everything goes away.
Rico Suave, man.
That was good old days. You ask the girl what her name is, and next thing you ask her, what's your, how do you like your eggs?
Yeah, I've tried to teach my son, if you're going to be out on the prowl, you need to learn how to make a good omelet, son.
Mr. Guns, I was hot. You were hot back in the day. Well, what do you mean I was hot? I'm not hot anymore. Come on. I got the whole bald looking thing going on. All the freaking big ass action stars are bald. Look at what's his name, Rock. I hate.
They're also almost 70.
No, I'm talking like what's his name, Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
I thought you were talking like Bruce Willis.
Yeah, well, yeah. No, I mean like a new kick-ass stars. But I kind of hate Dwayne Johnson ever since he went whole fucking Biden and Kamala Harris and he did the whole praising fucking video for them. He can kiss my ass.
There's Mr. Pollard. What's up, brother?
Hello,
What's
Scott.
up, Mark?
How's it going, everybody?
Hey, man.
How you doing?
Good.
Doing pretty good here. Hope everybody's having a good Easter.
Did anybody have get-togethers with y'all's families, or?
Yeah, in my house, Easter is a big deal. So we used to have a bunch of people over. Over the years, kind of we had a falling out, so we're sticking with the family. So my sister came over. My mom couldn't make it, and Monica's daughter, my goddaughter, she came over. My son came over from college. So yeah, we had kind of like a close family together. Bunch of food. We eat a lot. We have a special foods we make just for Easter. So yeah, it was a good time. I had a couple of drinks with my nephew, but he can't really hang out with me. He's kind of like Ellen, like Jambi Gay. He can only handle so much.
Where the hell has he been, anyways? I've been meaning to ask that. I haven't seen him in a while.
He's been dealing with the woman.
Ah.
That's about it.
What's the
She's
woman's
straight.
name, Michael?
No idea.
Did she straighten him up? He's no longer Jambi Gay.
It's still questionable.
That's why he's dealing with a woman.
Billy, truth be told, that is a fact with my hand up.
I thought it's Christmas.
Without the resurrection, Christmas means nothing, brother.
Yeah, but wouldn't there be no resurrection if Jesus wouldn't be born?
Yeah, we'll call it the incarnation. Yeah.
It was like two big holidays that I used to go to church all the time: Christmas and Easter. Now with the COVID and all the crap, we couldn't make it. We actually listened to mass on a computer. It's a mess.
Well,
Those are the 2 days.
This morning at my church, it looked like it was 2019. We had a full house today.
Nice.
It was good to see it.
Like, I'm not a big church goer, but it was like a tradition. I always went for the Easter. I always went for the Christmas. It was like, okay, love me or hate me. I do my part.
Those
Yeah.
are the 2 days that I. Those were the 2 days that I didn't go to church, was Easter and Christmas, because everybody else there's too many people there.
Yeah, I was out early this morning, and a lot of the local churches were having the Easter egg hunts for the kids. It was really good to see that again.
Absolutely.
My wife tried to get like a tickets, but the only time they had open was like 7:30 in the morning. I was like, yeah, it's not happening. Maybe
Maybe that's what should have happened. We should have sent Biden out on an Easter egg hunt. He'd never come back.
No, they're gonna hide the eggs around the White House, so this way the Secret Service can kind of keep an eye on him.
Yeah, Kamala would have dug him up somewhere out of the bush. It's hard to tell about her.
We used to like Easter, back when the kids were little, we used to have a bunch of people, bunch of kids. Every night before Easter, I'd have a bunch of eggs I'd be stuffing with candy and hiding all over the property. You know, it was like a big deal. The last couple of years, the kids kind of got bigger and all that, so the thing kind of went away. And now we scaled it down to just family.
So I did send a few links out there for some talking points. First one we want to talk about is all these mass shootings that keep going on, that they keep bringing up, that magically seem to happen. It's an interesting article, and of course they bring up COVID in it as well for whatever fucking reason that has nothing to do with that, but they do bring that up in there. And they say it's a contagious thing. How is mass shooting contagious? That's 99 times out of 10, these people that are doing these mass shootings, the FBI has already been investigating them. It comes out 2-3 weeks later after it's happened.
There's a certain amount of truth to it, though. There is a certain amount of truth to it being contagious in a manner of speaking, because copycats, things like that. But, I mean, once it is no different, okay, than think of it on the other side. If people like us was organizing whatever Patriots may organize, right? And people are going to see that. People are going to feel that energy and start joining in with it. You know, it's no different than sports teams. It's no different than anything else. That energy, that sort of a thing, is going to hit the right buttons with certain type of right people, or wrong people in the case of mass shootings. So there's a certain amount of truth to it being contagious. I don't know if it's the right word, is contagious, but as far as mass shootings sort of leading to more mass shootings, I think is not incorrect. But what they do there is they try to say, they without saying it, they try to infer that there's been an increase in mass shootings, or that they happen like constantly, you know, is what they're trying to infer. And that's the disingenuous part of it, is that like on every street corner, every day, every white guy with a gun is committing a mass shooting. That's what, at the end of the day, that's what these articles are trying to do, is to try to convince people of, which is just not true.
Yeah. And it's definitely that way in this article, and I'll put a link out there for you guys if you want to read it. But basically, I mean, they go back to all these various ones, all the way back to the early 90s, and just keep going on and bringing up all the various ones. And then they go into the statistics of the cities, various cities and stuff like that. It's funny, though, how your cities that have all the major crime are never mentioned. Chicago's not mentioned. Those are the ones that have the most issues, crime rate and all the rest of it, but it's never brought up.
Well, you know, back in the 70s and 80s, they had mass shootings back in, and the 90s. Now the advent of social media, the shooters' faces are plastered all over the news and everywhere, and that's their 5 minutes of fame right there. You know?
Yep. Instant fame, instant gratification. That's one thing. Another thing is like what they label mass shootings. If there's a gangbanger shooting in Chicago and 5 people are dead by the one shooter, that's not a mass shooting. That's just gangbang, and they don't talk about it. Wasn't there a mass shooting in California a couple of days ago? 4 people dead. Somehow nobody talks about that. California's got all these gun laws and whatnot, and there's like really, really quiet, you know, about that thing. So mass shooting is whatever fits the media narrative. You know, whatever fits their agenda, then it's a mass shooting. If it doesn't fit their the agenda, it's not a mass shooting. Just like the guy ramming the barricade at the Capitol building. if that guy would be wearing a mega head and whatnot, holy mother of God, imagine that. But he was a black guy, and he's got tendencies to Islam. And no, nobody talks about him anymore. Kind of quiet down. You can't hear anything. So, yeah, social media and media in general control how people think, especially young people, because their minds are wrapped in a TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and all the other BS.
Yeah, Chicago to me, that is the poster child city for why gun control don't work. They have all these restrictions and everything, and it seems to me the more restrictions, the more crime.
Yeah,
That's how it always goes.
to be honest, Chicago's like a New York City. It does not matter what kind of control, what kind of laws you're gonna put in. It's just you got part of the city that's controlled by gangs, so they have their own laws. They have their own. It's the whole inner city lawlessness and all that. We have to address that before we worry about the gun control. Because let's face it, you go in Chicago and you start talking to people how to get a gun. You can get a gun without freaking going to a gun store. Easy. I mean, there's a video on YouTube that they called Chicago Chirac. So, that's just what it is. It's the same in the city. New York City, you got a better chance of getting a legal gun than getting a legal one. So it's just the way it is. It's not just the laws. It's the mentality. It's the structure of the city and everything.
Just to answer Billy's question, we'll have to circle back.
That was good. But see, so here's like gun control in a nutshell. So Bald, he gets drunk, gets in his car, goes out, and unfortunately hits another vehicle, kills the whole family in that vehicle. And
So why gotta be drunk?
Okay, hi.
You just think of me as a fucking notorious alcoholic. Like, what the fuck?
So in response, our states come through and they take the 5 of ours driver's license and vehicles away, even though we have perfect driving records and have never had a wreck. That's gun control in a nutshell.
Yep.
Just FYI, I do not condone drinking and driving. Okay, there's a reason why Jack Daniel's bottle is square, and the reason is so it doesn't roll around on the floor of your truck while you're driving.
Yes, Jack Daniels. Here you go, Val. Yeah, like that, it's square, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go, buddy.
That's not the real reason, but go ahead.
Hey, listen, it's as good as any.
The real reason was so it would stand out from all the others in the store.
I thought the real reason is so you can stack them up in the cabinet.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, I'm with Gray Note. I thought it was for shipping. Square corners on a box, square bottles, less wasted space.
That's a good thought.
And I always thought it's because down in Tennessee they couldn't fit a square in a hole.
Well, back long years ago, there were unscrupulous people selling whiskey, and Jack Daniels was of the opinion that if you had a square bottle, you'd know you got the genuine article straight from him, and that's why you got the square bottle.
Okay, so why is the Jim Beam in a square bottle? And that's a different state.
Same state.
No, Jim Beam's Kentucky, isn't it?
Yeah, Kentucky.
Is it Kentucky?
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. Because I always say I had no problem living in Tennessee or Kentucky because they do both do good bourbon.
They do. That's for sure. But actually, Tennessee whiskey is different than bourbon. Barely, but it is.
Well, you have a Kentucky bourbon and you have a Tennessee bourbon. Hell, you even have a New York bourbon.
Yep. But see, for it to be Tennessee whiskey, it has to have gone through the Lincoln County process, which is basically charcoal filtering.
But here I am sipping Woodford Reserve.
Well, that's some good stuff right there, Woodford. It's a little pricey, but still it's good.
Hey, Max Rampley. That's the difference between Tennessee and a bourbon. Okay, what's the difference? I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, here's something interesting. Jack Daniel's Distillery is located in Lynchburg, Tennessee. I don't know the name of the county, but it's a dry county. You're not allowed to sell liquor in the county where Jack Daniel's is made.
It's Lincoln County.
Lincoln, thank you.
All right, here's a fun fact. Every bourbon is a whiskey, but not every whiskey is a bourbon.
And Tennessee whiskey is both.
And Epstein didn't kill himself.
That's a fact.
You never know what you're gonna get on here.
Well,
It's like they say, a thumb is a finger, but not every finger is a thumb.
Handguns are responsible for 6,368 homicides, while rifles only 364, and most of those being regular rifles, not ARs. Just saying.
yeah, but somehow you got 10 toes. You got no thumbs on your feet. You got all toes.
I'm trying, Scotsman here. I'm trying, dude.
I know.
I'm trying.
All right, so let's talk about this one. So,
Trying to steer it back.
there's a librarian who is, what's her name? Rachel Whiteman is out there, and I guess she's a librarian, and she is doing online conferences with Christians who they claim are falling into falsehoods. So everything that they're reading online, conspiracy theories, health information, COVID, all of that stuff. What are your guys' thoughts on this?
I've got a problem with one of the headlines in that article. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's where they said that she's fighting a tough fight, but white evangelicals are more likely to believe in conspiracy theories, recent polls show. What's your definition of a conspiracy theory? I think what they're saying there, the way it comes off to me, being a Christian man myself, I think if we're gullible enough to believe that Jesus Christ rose from the dead on the third day, then we're gullible enough to believe anything you want to tell us. I kind of take that as an insult, but maybe I'm reading more into it than I should.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of questionable things in there. And where does my thing is, where does she get off saying that she knows what is true, and what's not true.
Well, what I got from the rest of the article about what she's saying is that before you go believing stuff that are quote unquote conspiracy theories, which that's right, Lee, which is, is check your facts. And I think what they're doing is, this is MSN, NBC. This article is published by MSN. So when you take that as a checking your sources, as she's saying, then that's a liberal bastion of far left propaganda. And I think what she's doing is trying to do the right thing. I think what they're doing is trying to make her and us look silly, stupid, and irrelevant.
Yeah.
Any network that would have Joe Scarborough and his bleach blonde bimbo Mika, on air, that's something I don't watch. If I listen to the news, I'll listen to local news. I'll maybe listen to the radio, but as far as this network news, and Scarborough, you ask me, he's a scumbag. I mean, him and Mika had been together since before she got divorced, pretty much, worked together. Now, then all of a sudden, I find it very funny, as soon as she divorces her husband, bam, there's her and Joe together. That guy's credibility, it's nothing to me. I don't pay a bit of attention to anything he says, and he's on MSNBC. I don't watch that network.
Yeah, well, this article that we're talking about is from MSN, and it seems to me, and y'all please chime in, rest of it, but it seems to me like CBS, NBC, ABC, especially CNN and MSNBC, are pretty much liberal propaganda brainwashing attempts for the general public.
So I have to. I want to actually say something about the conspiracy theory part, but before I do that, I will give MSNBC this. In my experience, they don't try to convince people otherwise. They're pretty upfront that they are strictly a far left organization. They're pretty upfront about that. They don't try to act like they're going to be a center, down the line, non-biased news source. CNN tries to convince you of that. CNN tries to convince people that we are fair and unbiased news. And whereas MSNBC, at least whose team they're batting for. Right. And so I got to give MSNBC at least that much credit.
Yeah. When Jamie mentioned MSNBC, I had to go off on the Scarborough rant right there. They just something about that guy that, like I said, I don't watch your channel. It's just, I don't know if it's me or what. There's just something about him. I don't trust anything he reports. That's just me.
Did you watch the CNN Chris Cuomo, Tito, and that Chinese doctor? He did like an interview where basically she said she's like against the states opening up fully. What do we got, like 20, 21 states that opened up and got away with the mask and everything? And she said, well, of course, we're never going to reach herd immunity because there's no incentive in people to get vaccinated because now everything's open. If everything's closed and you're going to tell them everything's going to open up once you get vaccinated, so now there's an incentive. Basically, that's what they said. Like, really? How stupid you got to be? Oh my God. And now they're saying the vaccination is only good for a year. So next year, you have to get vaccinated again. So what's the point of that vaccine if it only lasts a year? Like, come on.
Yeah, that's their argument to force vaccination. I saw that video. Val. Yeah. It's crazy that they just come right out and say it.
Yep.
They just come right out and say it, and nobody, and I used a generalized nobody blinks an eye.
Well, I see even like the CDC came out this week and basically admitted that it changes your makeup. It changes your DNA makeup and everything. They came out and admitted it. Everyone's still running up and grabbing it. Why?
Because some people are just sheep. I have a customer, good customer. I did a bunch of work. I'm doing more work for them. And I went to meet them a couple of months ago, and it was all social distancing, mask, 6 feet away, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, whatever. And I'm not big in the mask. And I went to meet up last week, and he or she, I'm not going to say, came over and with the paperwork. I'm like, well, aren't you forgetting something? Like what? What am I forgetting? Where's your mask? Oh, I forgot. Oh, no, I got my first shot. I'm good. All of a sudden, that's all it took. After months of forget, oh, no, I got my first shot. I'm good. We don't have to worry about social distancing and all that. We good. It was like, oh, come on. I'm all for vaccines. I'm not saying vaccines are bad, but not for something that's 0.2% more deadlier than a flu. Okay, for one, and for two, not a vaccine we developed in 8 months. I don't care who developed that. I'm not a rabbit. I'm not a lab rabbit. I'm not a lab rat. Let other people test that shit. Like Josh, he can test that before me.
Huh?
So RTT, what were you going to say about conspiracy theories?
Okay, so in the article that Scotsman posted, it says the title says Christians are increasingly falling victim online falsehoods. Meet the librarian leading the fight against conspiracy theories and health misinformation. Then there's 4 or 5 talking points. A librarian is leading the church's fight against misinformation by holding online media workshops. Rachel Reitman is teaching church congregants to identify fake news and fact check their resources. White evangelicals are more likely to believe in conspiracy theories, recent polls show. I think that is a interesting recent polls, but they will not link the polls.
Right.
They will link other things, but they will not link the recent polls that they're talking about. Then if you go on to the first paragraph, a local librarian from Minnesota is leading the fight against misinformation in Christian churches. If you click on misinformation in Christian churches, it takes you to a Business Insider article that says specifically that there has been 2 pastors. This is where they're getting their entire story from. Pastors are leaving their congregations after losing their churchgoers to QAnon. Two pastors have left their congregations after seeing members become quote unquote radicalized because of some research that has found outsized support among white evangelicals for the QAnon conspiracy theory. They're basing their entire thing off of 2 left-wing pastors.
Yep.
One of the problems we've got going on right now in the church, capital C Universal, is there's too many left-wing liberal pastors. There's not enough guys standing up there in the pulpit preaching God's word from the Bible, in my opinion.
I hate to break it to you, but shouldn't the pastors be all about the Bible? They shouldn't be left. They shouldn't be right. It should be all about preaching the name of God. That's the way I think the crap should work. Okay, they shouldn't be steering people left. They shouldn't be steering people right. I mean, pastors and the whole Christianity is all about the Bible and the Word of the God.
but they have to do as the government tells them to do. Otherwise, they lose their 501c3 status.
Well,
But if you stand in the pulpit, Val, and you preach God's word straight from the Bible, you're as far right as in today's society. That is as far right, radical, conservative as you can get. Think about it. The Bible teaches that we're against abortion, we're against homosexuality, we're against a bunch of these things that the liberal left wing of society cling to make everybody inclusive.
Yeah, well, I kind of hate to break it to them, but Christianity was here first. 2,000-year history kind of proves that shit. So, you know what? If you do not agree with that, don't go to church. That's it. Bottom line. You do not agree with that, leave it to the people that do agree with that. I mean, there's plenty of room. There's plenty of other churches. There's plenty of other religions you can join. So why are you trying to change the one that's been here first? Like, I'm the kind of guy, like, you know what? Everybody believe in whatever you want to believe.
Well, the problem is, and it comes down to this. They're trying to do what they've been doing the entire past year and a half, whatever we're in now. It's all about division and separation. It's not about the whole unity that they keep talking about. It's division and separation. It's breaking everyone up and making everyone hate each other. That's what they're doing right now. They are literally trying to turn me against you because I believe this thing and you believe that thing. That's what they're trying to do.
Here's the thing, okay? I was down in Maryland. This is back like a year ago. I was helping my nephew kind of remodel his apartment, and the guy that brought the countertops, he came to measure the countertops. The guy was from Turkey, and somehow we wind up talking about religion and Islam and all that and whatnot. And you know what? We had like a civil conversation about, okay, we are Christians, you're a Muslim. What's your religion about? What's my religion about? We talked. No shouting, no shooting, no whatever, no trying to convince each other into their religion. We kind of talked. At the end of the day, we shook hands. He went, did his job, and we went about our thing. I can get behind things like that. I hate when people try and force the crap on me. It doesn't matter if you're a Christian. It doesn't matter if you're Baptist, if you're whatever. Once you start forcing your stuff on me, I have a serious issue with that. I'm grown as man. I can pick and choose what I believe in. If I believe in the goddamn aliens, it's none of your goddamn business. That's my belief. I'm not taking yours. You don't take mine.
Well, I think.
Oh, hang on. My wife is like, "Hello, honey." She says I'm drunk. I don't know where she get that idea.
Well, I think A&A kind of hit the nail on the head right there. Divide and conquer. That's what they want to do. If we stand united, they don't have a chance. But if they can divide us, yeah, we'll tumble.
Yep. There's a great saying in Czechoslovakia. Not a saying, it's like a story. Back before there was a Czechoslovakia, there was basically they call it the Great Morava, and the king had 3 sons, and before he passed away, he kind of called them all in, and told them all to bring like 3 branches. And they brought branches, right? And then he took one branch one by one and he broke them. He showed them how easy it is to break the branch. Then he took 3 branches together and tried to break those and show them that you cannot break all those 3 branches together. So that's when he tried to explain them. As long as you're gonna stick together, you're gonna be indivisible. You're gonna be, nobody can break you apart. That's pretty much what's happening right now. They're trying to break us up because, that's how we're gonna break the country. Conquer and divide.
That's
Right.
from the Bible, Val.
And that's exactly it. Again, they're trying to divide everything up. You know, their whole unity speech and all that crap is just exactly that crap. Exactly
That's
right.
right, Jason.
I mean, we need to get back to basics. All the politicians need to get back to basics. Stick to Constitution. Stick to Constitution. Base all the laws off the Constitution. Right now, we get so many laws that are against Constitution, and they are dividing our country. They're making our country weaker, you know, and that's what's screwing us up. And
Yep.
I got a bad feeling something bigger is brewing, something bigger is coming. I don't know why, but it just, you know what? I lived in a communist country for 16 plus years. I came here. I watched this country turn over in 25 plus years into whatever the hell is going on right now, and I just got this knot in my stomach that something is
I'm right there with you, man.
brewing, something is coming. Just keep your enemies close, keep your friends closer and keep your enemies closer.
Yep, I'm right there with you, man. I've seen the guns disappear before, and I know we're going down that path, and it's not. I don't think the guns are going to go anywhere per se, but there's something bigger coming for sure.
It feels that way. Josh, you've been awful quiet, buddy. What's on your mind?
Way too much. If I start talking, I won't stop talking because I have way too much to say about everything. So all these subjects, you know. So I'm trying not to hog up the whole stream and get started, because once I get started, it's done. So
That's okay.
I have a
We'll
lot of
shut
feelings about all this, but
Well, you're here to talk, so talk, man.
yeah, but this is not the Josh show. This is foreign and domestic. This is everybody's show. So I don't want to.
That's the whole point. It's everybody's show. That means you get to speak. That's why you're here, brother.
They did it to me the other day, Josh. I think it was Mario and Scotsman asked me for an hour and a half about the border. So
That was Mario asked you about.
Yeah.
that.
That was.
yeah.
That was a very, very. I watched that whole live chat. That was very, very interesting. That was very good information. I really enjoyed that, actually. I learned a lot of stuff that like especially with the reservation going into Mexico and into America, and how they couldn't put the border, and how they were that was some crazy stuff. Like that's things I never thought about or realized. But
I appreciate
that was
that.
really
I appreciate that, but yeah, everybody has a chance to have like their time.
Come on, Josh.
Yeah.
Now it's your time. Come on.
Come on, buddy, speak up.
now y'all
Come
gonna get me preaching, man.
Preach it.
Preach it.
So okay, fine. So
No,
my
this is-
problem
this
is people. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say this is gay vegan teaching time.
What?
Exactly. Go ahead.
Gay vegan teaching time?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, I hate to break it to you, but you do come over a little gay.
Ouch.
Says the
Not
guy with
really,
curious in
Josh.
his name.
Yeah,
Right.
well, I'm curious, but I'm not bi-curious.
Well, you know that's what everybody thinks when they see your name, right? I mean,
Yeah, but who thinks it? Not straight people.
Well,
Straight people don't think that shit.
All right, come on, Josh, speak up. Let's get back on track.
no, it's just that the gay people don't care if you're curious. they're like, no thanks, I'll pass.
Well, you should know.
Okay. Yeah,
Go
well, I'm
ahead.
not going backwards in this conversation. Let's go forward. So
All right, well, It's on you. Let's go, man. Let's hear what you got to say.
No, I said I'm not going backwards into old stuff that we were talking about earlier in the conversation. So let's go forward.
Mo, what do you want to talk about?
Well, apparently
whatever
he's anti-gay, so he's gayophobe or whatever it's called. Like, come on,
Gayophobe.
All right. Well, let's jump on to the next topic I threw out there. And
No, hold on. I'm not anti-gay, bald. I mean, ever since you trimmed your beard and your hair like that, I mean, damn, boo, I've been looking at you. Look at you blush. Look at you blush, you little gay bear.
Listen, every time I do my video, I try to limit the amount of time I show my ass.
And we're back to shit show. All right, so Biden has thrown out a whole bunch of nominees for judicial positions, 11 in total so far. So what do you guys think about that? Josh, we're starting with you.
11 positions for what?
Potential nominees if a position opens up.
For the Supreme Court?
Well, right now they're looking at states. They're not looking at the Supreme Court because there's no position.
Yeah, I think that's. I'm not a Trump fanboy. Like, I try to stay realistic. I see what he did good. I see what he did bad. But the things that he did good is he set us up great on the state level as far as judges. It's gonna take a lot. It's gonna be a long time. Biden will be lucky if he bridges that gap. I just don't see it happening. 11. You know, who cares? Like, I just don't see it. I just don't see him as a threat right now. On that subject, not on everything else, but.
Yeah, Scotsman, I'm gonna do a screen share real quick.
All right.
Those are them. Sorry, I didn't realize they're muted. These are the Judge something Brown. I can't pronounce her middle name. Tiffany Cunningham, Candace Jackson Aquim. I don't know. Judge Deborah Boardman, Judge Lydia Grigsby, Julian Niels, Judge Florence Pan, Judge Zahid N. Quarashi, Regina Rodriguez, Margaret Strickland, Judge Rupa Ranga Putunga. I mean, this is a very not diverse from the party of diversity. This isn't a very diverse grouping.
Not at all. And so what basically that whole thing was talking about how it needs to be more diverse, yet they're throwing a pool out there of these potential nominees that there's no diversity whatsoever. And they try to compare it to the amount of judges and stuff and positions that Trump threw out there, which is a joke, completely a joke if you look at it and pay attention to it. But it's I don't know. I don't know if it's a threat really at this point. There's not a whole lot unless they really are trying to attack the court, which we all know they're going to try at some point. It's just when.
Well, if people haven't paid much attention, because it has kind of slipped under the radar, but you have Mazie Hirono and whatever her name Duckworth lady is. I think she's a senator. No, I think she's a senator. But they both said that they would not confirm any white people.
Yep.
Like, it doesn't matter what their qualification is. They would not confirm any white people. Now, I'm not saying that they have to have white people as nominations, but that is racism in its worst form. I mean, when you take and it's you're excluded strictly because of the color of your skin.
Yeah, I agree with yours. I mean, number one should be qualifications, and number two, after that, if they're wanting it to be all inclusive and everything like that, it should be representative of the population. So if 17% of the population is black, then maybe 17% of the people, we can aim for that, but we should aim for qualifications first.
I do not think that will fly.
No.
Yeah, you're a racist, Bald.
I am, because I'm white. I mean, there's no way you can be racist when you're black.
Oh, yeah. When did we ever hear of a Native American or an American Indian being nominated for a judge? Do we not have any lawyers that are Native American?
Apparently, not as many.
You want to talk
I've never
about
heard of one.
You want to talk about minorities in this country? They got treated worse than all of the rest of us put together, in my opinion.
Well, they do have casinos. They do have their own land. It's not about how they got treated. It's about how they choose to deal with it. I mean,
No, whatever. I'm going to cut in right now, and I'm going to say that they sold their freaking land for beads, and now they want it back, and they're pissed off, and they're acting like they're oppressed. No, you sold your fucking land for beads, so
Yes.
shut the hell up.
Yes.
let me put it this way. When I came into this country this was back in 94, and anyway, about 95, 96, whatever. I had to fall out with the guy. I got in a fight with the guy that used to drive me to a job, and he literally left me at the job, and he left. So I had to call the kayak, whatever. Bottom line, it was like 50 miles. The guy wouldn't let me in the car until I handed him $50. So we drive, we're talking about all this bullshit, right? And he told me one really, really smart and good thing about this country. He said, America has the best of everything and the worst of everything. All you have to do is choose. So every single person in this country has options. There's, you are being, just because you are being born here, you already hit the lottery. There's people literally playing lottery trying to get into this country. So you being born here, you already hit a lottery. All you have to do is apply yourself. You got all these options. You can literally be whatever you want to be if you want to. So that's kind of the thing I live by, and I kind of try to push on my kids. And it's a truth. There's not that many countries in the world that you have options like you have in this country.
Yeah,
And,
you
a
pretty well
lot
have
of people being born here do not appreciate that. They do not appreciate where they were born and the options they have and whatnot. Some people demand shit just because they're being born here. Well, it don't work like that. You have to work for it still. Just because you're American, you're not handed shit. You have to work for it.
All right, Matt, go ahead. You look like you got something to get off your chest there. Go ahead. Get it out.
So, Max Rampley. I'm going to start at the beginning when I had the screenshot of that video. It said he says that this looks like a diverse group to me. No, when you have a majority of one or another, that's not diverse. That's not even close to the definition of diverse. And when it says I don't know why you would say, why would black and brown female judges be a threat? It's not the color of their skin or their gender. It's assumed at this point because of who is putting them in. Just like when Donald Trump was putting in Kavanaugh and guys like that, it's assumed that they would vote with that party, with that right side, the right wing party, or with conservatives. Just like it is assumed that these people will vote on the left side of the political spectrum, because that's what judges do these days, generally speaking. So it's not about the color of their skin, and it's not about them being, you're the only one that thought brown female and threat. Nobody else here said, oh, that black woman must be a threat. No, it's because of how they're going to likely judge things is why somebody like Scotsman would say a possible threat. I do wonder, though, he says, I do wonder, though, why it is that when these people who look like they do you immediately assume they aren't qualified? Nobody said they weren't qualified. Not a person said they weren't qualified. Qualifications came up when it was because two minority women that are already in government said they would not confirm white people. That's when qualifications came up, because it was they won't confirm somebody based on their qualifications. They will only confirm somebody based on the color of their skin, or not confirm somebody. Don't twist this bullshit into something like we're a bunch of racists sitting here. I'm done.
Okay. and you're right on. You're exactly right on. It's, don't twist things or take things the wrong way. And we know, Max is a little on the younger side. Maybe doesn't quite grasp where we're going with it, but just pretty much Matt said it right on, exactly what we were trying to convey to everyone out there.
And here Josh thought he was going to be the one that goes off on shit.
No, but see, this is the thing. It's, we're talking about our country, and we're all passionate about it, and all the problems that keep coming up, and what these people are trying to do that have power. They're trying to keep power and take it away from being able to have anyone else get in office. They're trying to keep it in that realm of straight up leftists the entire time. And bringing up these nominations, these potential nominations, is just another avenue of trying to keep control and maintain control.
I think Ibomi put the thing on the Facebook that said something like Doge's chain was shortened one link at a time until he could not move at all.
Yep.
So basically, that's what's happening, little by little. All this bullshit, the mask and this, and people are getting used to this. Okay, you have to wear a mask, you have to do this and whatnot. And I see it in my own house. Yesterday, we went up to store. Okay, my daughter got her permit, so I was like, all right, you driving. I had a beer, so the law says I have to be in a car with you. The law doesn't say I have to be sober. So we're driving. We going down to the store. We pull up to the store. She's like, "Do you need a mask?" I'm laughing. No, I do not need a mask, and you shouldn't wear one either. She's like, "Well, I do not want to have a confrontation." I'm like, "Okay." We went to the store. I did whatever. We bought the stuff. We paid. We left. No confrontation. Nobody looked at me. Yes, I had people looking at me wrong because I had no mask. But staff, nobody treated me different. I paid. I grabbed my shit and I left. And I told her, look, no confrontation. You just have to have a set of balls. At some point you have to say enough. Shit doesn't make sense.
Yep. And that's exactly it. And I keep trying to tell people all the time, just have a pair, you know. Just,
And I see it all the time. You walk in the Home Depot, you got no mask. People are like, oh, he's got no mask. And you go halfway down the aisle, and half the people have them on their chin anyway.
yeah.
Okay. I met my electrician. We talked. He pulled his mask down just so we can talk. So why the fuck you wear the goddamn thing in the first place? Just take it off.
I am not shitting you. That
You know,
I was speaking in a license to carry class the other day, yesterday, and this guy, he's wearing like one of the medical masks the whole freaking time, and then he wants to ask me a question about the program, so he walks up to me, and this is one of these like close talk that has to be that close to you when they're talking. He gets right up in my face, 1 foot away, and pulls off his mask to start talking to me. I'm like, are you how retarded do you have to be? Like, why? Why are you even wearing that stupid mask if when you're going to talk to people, you're going to get really, really close to them and then take it off to talk to them? Like, that's the same dumbasses that drive around with their mask on. I'm like, that irks me to no end, is seeing people driving around in their car by themselves with their medical mask on. I'm like, you shouldn't even be allowed to drive because you're so stupid. I mean, not only that, you're cutting oxygen, you're lowering your oxygen while you're on the roads, you know, going high speeds. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet.
Josh,
People like that shouldn't be allowed to reproduce, Josh.
They should.
I'm gonna show you one better. I was showing a house, right? People came. The agent called me ahead of time. We're gonna be there at 2:00. Yeah, I'm here, no problem. They come to look at the house. I have 6 people in the house to look at it. Not only they all wear the mask, all of them wore the fucking rubber gloves. I'm looking at them like, what the fuck? If you are dead afraid of the goddamn virus, why are you even shopping for the fucking house? Stay the fuck in your house. Why are you going any place if you feel the need to wear a fucking, I'm talking like a surgical gloves. If you feel the need to wear the goddamn gloves and the mask, stay the fuck home. It's just mind blowing.
So if you're riding around in your car wearing a surgical mask, what you're doing is basically wasting that mask.
No, if you're driving around in your car wearing a mask, you're showing the whole world you're a goddamn retard.
Well, everybody that sees you driving around with your mask on anyway.
You know.
Well, it's okay for your bank.
And I swear, every time if I'm like going yeah. But I mean, and every time I see their eyes, they have their mask on, of course they can't, but every time I see their eyes when we're driving the opposite direction, see they have a mask on with nobody else in the car, and they always have this stupidest look on their eyes, like they don't know, like Joe Biden, like they don't know where the hell they're at. Like, it never fails every time.
You're like staring straight ahead with both hands on the wheel, you know?
No, they're just kind of like looking around like they don't know where the hell they're at. Like, they're just really stupid. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but they just have the dumbest look in their eyes, like very, very dumb. I don't know. I'm not going to go off on this tangent.
Okay.
I think Daniel.
He's mad.
I think Daniel spelled reparation wrong.
Yeah. Now he got mad at me because I said I said the natives sold their land for beads, and he said, read up on the history of the Cherokees. And I was like, oh, whatever, Daniel, freaking Indian giver.
Somebody mentioned Indians earlier and judges. Jamie, was that you? Lawyers?
Maybe.
Maybe. They make up 1.2% of the population. So I guess we need to find out then if there's 1% of all lawyers out there have some sort of Indian heritage or background. Of course, not 100% full-blood Indian, but, you know, enough to claim, I suppose. And then
Well, I mean, just like
that'll be our answer.
You just look at Harris. 1 week she's black, 1 week she's Asian.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
She's a
All
chameleon.
kinds of fits what they need.
And she actually is Indian, like from India, not native, Indian.
Well, she's no, her mother's Indian and her father's Jamaican.
Yeah.
So she can play whatever the card she wants. But at some point, that should be like a felony because you can't claim you're Indian, then claim that you're freaking Asian, and then claim you're African American.
But you know, you can't say that because that's not inclusive. You got to be all inclusive, remember?
Yeah, but it's like two different continents. Like we gotta draw a fucking line somewhere. What the fuck?
I'm just
Oh,
waiting.
did y'all
for the
see-
day I'm waiting for the day she comes up so she's non-binary.
Did y'all see when the national news was talking about the jurors for the Chauvin trial, and they were saying five of them identify as black, 2 identify as part black, and then they said like 4 are white. Like I'm like, well, we don't get to identify. I mean, like, what do they mean by they identify as black? And I mean, I just didn't understand that. And then when they said the white people, then they just said 4 are white. Like there's no identify or nothing. It was confusing. I don't understand what that meant. Like, is there some wordplay going on, or?
Well, Josh, join the club. We're living in the confusing times and it's really fucked up country right now.
Well, you know, Scott just a minute ago said non-binary. Last couple of times I was filling out the paper when I was purchasing a new firearm, male, female, non-binary. And I'm like, okay, what the heck, you know? They even got that on the gun registration forms now.
The 4473, yeah.
Yeah, non-binary. Sounds like something off Star Trek, but hey, I checked mail, went on about my business, didn't say nothing.
You know what? I had to check that box next time, non-binary, see what the fuck happens.
I don't know.
You get special triggers if you're binary.
Yeah.
Got to be careful with that one, though. It might not turn out so well for you being curious.
Yeah, it has become in this country now. If you're an evangelical Christian, white, particularly male, you're the problem. When we were a kid, it was like, you know, when I was a kid, it was like, yeah, we were the bad guy then a little bit too, but, you know, it seems like we were the ones that took all the chances building this country.
Yeah, because you were a straight white male. Now you got, if you're a straight white male, you're like a weirdo. Like what's wrong with you? Come on. You're not gay. You're not transsexual. You're not whatever the fuck. I got 16-year-old daughter. She had last week. She had a fucking party over, and she had a friend over, and she said that her friend's transgender. And I'm like, oh my god, he's not transgender. He's just fucking retarded. You know, you were born with a fucking dick. You know, that's transgender. End of story. If you're fucking ashamed to be a man, cut your fucking dick off. End of story. You not proof you don't want to be a man? Cut your goddamn dick off. None of them does that. Nobody. None of those motherfuckers does that. So you know what? Fuck you and your transgender bullshit. You're just trying to be famous or whatever. My blood boils. My blood boils at that fucking point. Like what the?
Chill, Val. We had this discussion 3 weeks ago. And
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. It was like literally after her party. Like, come on.
I hope your wife's nearby, so when you pass out, she can call 911.
You know what? If I pass out, just let me die. Let me die in peace. You know, I do not want to live in a goddamn world when fucking guy with a dick decides to be a fucking woman and all he has to do is sign some fucking paperwork. No, that's, you know what? If you're transgender and I catch you in my daughter's locker room, I'm cutting your fucking dick off. End of story. I'm gonna make you transgender. You know.
No, you're not gonna make them transgender. You're gonna make them. Yeah. We done talked about this, but I'm telling you, all those guys on RuPaul's Drag Race or Drag Walk or whatever you want to call it. I'm telling you, man, reminds me of that old song. Take a walk on the wild side. You know what I mean?
Lou Reed.
They still got it. I'm telling you, they all still got it. I mean, that's a decision right there you don't come back from.
Yeah, well, if you claim you are, then you should be able to make that decision. You know, if not,
Val's just trying to save some money, make it cheap for him. That's all Val's trying to do, save some money.
That's right, Billy. Truth be told, we just want to be left alone. And I think that's one of our constitutional rights. Remember, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Happiness for us is just to take our guns and go out and shoot and work up loads. Then when we figure that out, load up a bunch of them and stockpile. And
I believe what you just quoted was the independence thing, not the Constitution.
that's the preamble.
No, when you say life and the pursuit of happiness, that's not the Constitution. That's the
Declaration of Independence.
Declaration of Independence. Yeah. Thank you, Sean.
I waited as long as I could. I was pulling for you.
I was reading the
Everyone
chat. I didn't hear what you said.
Every one of us deserves a Biden moment.
Like falling upstairs.
Yeah, pretty much.
You might be doing that later.
Dang, Ozzy. He ain't wrong.
Okay, while we're quiet right here, can I ask a question? I know we're not allowed to physically hold firearms during a live stream, but can I show a round of ammo? Is that all right on YouTube?
Yeah, should be fun.
Okay. This right here, let me see if I can get it in front of the camera. Little neck down round, 357 SIG right here. Have any of you guys had any experience with this round?
I've shot
I
the
have.
gun.
Yeah, I've shot him before.
Yeah, I've got a Glock 32 Gen 3, and here just a couple of days ago, I purchased a Glock 33 Gen 3. And, you know, I got on YouTube here, and a lot of the reviews was about the Gen 4. And I talked to a lot of people that's local here, and when I showed them this round, you know, they're like, "What is this?" They have no clue. You know, I don't think it's a novelty round. I don't think it's an oddball round. But it really surprises me how few people have any knowledge about this.
I would disagree. I think it's a novelty round. I think it's an oddball round. It's like 45 gap. Just nobody uses it.
Well,
Okay.
New York State Police used to.
I mean, yeah, a handful used it, but I mean, generally speaking, like when was the last time you talked to somebody, anybody, other than right now, that carries 357 SIG?
Well, I guess that would be me. I'm a big fan of it. You know, I understand 45 gap. You know, that seemed to be a lost cause, you know, but I find it to be a very accurate round, a very flat shooting round, and what it hits, it does a lot of damage.
I'm not saying anything bad against the round itself, about the performance of it. No,
I know.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I think there's a lot of good performing rounds out there.
It's just another one of those.
7.62 Toke is a great round. I love that round, but who do you know that carries one? You know,
It's just one of those runs that never caught on. That's all it is. You know, 45 gap is one of those that never caught on. And the amount of people that I've seen in the past buy 45 gap ammo thinking it's for 45 auto, yeah.
Well, I want to say this right now. I have never seen in person a round of 45 gap. I've never seen one.
Me either. Now, my buddy Willie Bulletman loves 357 SIG.
Oh, yeah, I love it too. That's the reason I bought this pistol this past week, and I did send Scotsman a little shout out when I mentioned the word Glock, but
I caught it.
Yeah, that was all in fun, you know. But I've had good experience with it.
Yeah, armament and axes, you know, that's a good point. Like I have a 38 Super, 1911. 38 Super is a fantastic round. I mean, it's flat shooting, good round. Nobody carries it. It's expensive. It just never really caught on like it probably should have. I would love 38 Super to be today's 9mm. Like I think that's a great round.
Yeah.
What's the difference in the two?
Well, actually, a lot of drug cartels, they carry 38 Super.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the gold-plated 38 Super 1911 is the cartel boss specialty, because in Mexico, 38 is the biggest caliber you're legally allowed to own as a private citizen, which is also why when we're out and we find weapons out in the desert or ammo out in the desert, it's always 38.
Doesn't Rock Island make a 1911 and 38 Super Arms Corps?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so.
What I was thinking,
But
fella
on the 357.
Go ahead, Josh.
Oh no, go ahead. I'll jump in a second.
Okay, there was a fella that had a YouTube channel here a few years back. It was called My Hollow Point. A gentleman named Chuck out of Louisiana. And I believe he had a 38 Super video I really enjoyed. And, you know, it just seemed to be, you know, I was really impressed by that video. That's not a round I'm familiar with, but you don't hear much about it anymore.
Even Wilson Combat stopped making 1911s in 38 Super. Just the round became not as popular with all the modern 9mm. There's just no point.
Well, and like Max is asking, you know, why is 9mm so prominent? It's one of the, well, I mean, to purchase, it used to be one of the cheapest ones you could purchase. It has the most effective damage, you know, as far as hollow points versus this, that, the other. It's all about cost effectiveness. And there's a lot of agencies that still carry it. There's a lot of, you know, military, you'll see a lot of them still use 9mm. There's a lot of different factors in there.
There's a lot of it's good. It's really good at everything. 9mm. Is really good at everything from cost to produce to mag capacity to to ballistics. It's just to weight, carrying weight. Just if you go down the list, the checkbox list, it's really good at everything. It's not perfect at one thing, but it's just really good at everything. Like there's other ammo out there that does far more damage. But
you want a perfect round, you get a 44 Magnum.
It fails in the other check boxes. There's other ones that are faster, flatter shooting round, but it fails in other check boxes. 9mm has that, like, I would say in the 80th percentile, that just above average of just checks all the boxes off all the way across.
Yep.
Dang, Pat. Okay, I know we're getting short on time, so y'all got to answer my question. What's the difference between 357 SIG and 38 Super?
357 SIG is a neck down. What? Today's special.
40.
40.
Okay.
There's a neck down 40. Yeah, at 357 SIG, you can get that going a lot faster than you can get a 38 Super, from what I understand. But I don't know what I was going to say earlier is I think the 357 SIG didn't catch on because when it first comes to market, it's like, people were interested in everything, but as a net cartridge, that's harder to reload, right?
Yeah.
For the reloaders out there, it's harder to reload a net cartridge. So when it first comes to market, on top of being $1 a round, on top of that, people don't want to mess with it because they don't want to reload it. So people don't buy guns for it for both of those reasons, and eventually it just didn't take off. But I think it would have been a great round if it did take off. I wish it would have. The 357 SIG, 125 grain gold dot loaded into Underwood, loaded by Underwood. That's going 1,500 feet per second, 125 grains. That's up there with decent 357 Magnum. And then you're holding 13, 15 rounds of it. Damn, that's something that I wanted.
Yeah, but you can get a plus speed 9mm, not 9mm right there with them. So I think that's the problem. That's why 357 SIG didn't really catch on.
Nah.
Because plus speed plus 9mm is going to be right there.
No, it's not. 1,300 feet per second. If you're in Underwood, you're getting 1,300 feet per second, 124 grains.
Yeah, you get plus speed 124 right there, close to it. I mean,
9mm going 1,500 feet per second.
You're basically talking like a 9mm open gun. Same thing. You can make a major.
Yeah, but we're talking.
It's a sense. It doesn't matter. It's the same bullshit. No, plus P plus.
No, you're not going to take.
Open.
Yeah. Okay. So out of an open gun, 2011. Well, with the way the chamber, everything. Yeah, I get it. You can push 9mm to major power factor, get 124 grains going 1,500 feet per second, but you're not going to stick that bullet in a Glock 19, a CZP-10C, or anything like that, an M&P, because it's going to blow up the freaking gun. Like, that's not going to happen with 9mm. That's going to, huh?
Yeah, if it's rated for plus P plus.
Well, I will say this.
Yeah, but 1,500 feet per second, that's.
It's not that much. You're talking 115 grain bullet out of freaking Winchester one or white box. They pushing.
No, I'm talking about 124.
Wait, they're pushing about 1,200. So it's really not that big of a fucking difference. I mean, 124.
1,500 feet per second and 124 grains.
Yeah, but
it's doable. It's doable. You just gotta watch your practice and stuff like that, but it's definitely doable. All right, we're getting close on time, so we'll start going through the room. Mark, let's start with you.
Well, Scotsman, I want to thank you for having me here tonight. It's my first time on Foreign Domestic. I've really enjoyed it. It was good meeting you guys. I've chatted with Val before here about a month ago, him and Rich 1911. I hope everybody had a happy Easter. And as far as 357 SIG goes, I'm a fan.
All right. Appreciate you showing up. Glad to be here, man. It's always good to see you.
Thank you.
Val?
Happy Easter. That's all I have.
All right.
Jesus has rose. Enjoy that. Other than that, God bless you all.
All right. Thanks for being here, brother. It's good to see you. Josh?
Happy Easter.
All right. Thanks, man. Jamie?
Thanks for having me, guys. It's been a blast tonight. I mean, you guys on the panel done a great job. The side chat's been booming. Y'all can check us out on Friday nights on Georgia Shooting Connection, 8 o'clock, if you want to come talk about reloading and other stuff. Cooking. We talk about cooking a good bit. Scotsman, thanks for having me, brother, and don't work too hard this evening.
I don't plan on it. Beginning of the week, I don't plan on it. All right, Matt, what you got, brother?
Blog. Thanks for having me. It was fun. I've never talked to this gentleman, the 357 SIG gentleman, before, and I've never talked to Josh before. So good meeting you guys.
It was good to meet you too, Josh. Hope you're doing well.
Yes, sir.
All
Good
right,
to see you.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate everyone on the side chat. Sorry I don't do as good a job as Alan with calling out names and stuff. That's why I have Alan around. He's the radio guy. I'm not the radio guy, so apologies there. But it's great seeing everyone. I hope everyone had a happy Easter, and y'all stay safe, stay vigilant. We'll see you next time.